As we inch towards summer, it's a good time to start thinking about what you're going to do to protect yourself from the sun. And joining us today is Dr. Brett Krasner, a Martha Jefferson dermatologist who is in private practice at Family Dermatology of Albemarle. Dr. Krasner, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Dr. Krasner, for starters, the month of May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and you've spent your career trying to educate and protect people from the sun's harmful rays. So some people try with good intentions to follow the directions on the sunscreen packaging, but they still burn anyway. Why is that?
Good question, Beth. Well, if you look at the directions on any sunscreen, you look carefully, the directions say apply a liberal amount or apply a generous amount. But how much is that? And that's where most of the confusion stems from most patients who have difficulty applying sunscreen and still getting burned. So how much are you supposed to apply? The recommendation is 1 ounce for a grown adult. And I have here a shot glass here, which is 1 ounce, and I'm going to show you how much sunscreen is the amount you're supposed to apply. So as I'm pouring this, realize that when this sunscreen is formulated, the promised SPF is calculated based on 2 milligrams per centimeter square of skin. And if you do the math on that, that means that for an entire adult, it's 1 ounce of sunscreen. Few people actually put on this much sunscreen. I think we can all admit that. In fact, this is a 3 ounce bottle right here, and I just used a third of it, but most people, this lasts a whole summer. So in that case, people are not getting enough sun protection. They're not getting the promised SPF that they thought.
A good visual for all of us to see of how much we really need. And in addition to sunscreen, there's clothing out there that can protect us, right?
That's right. There is sun protective clothing, and I brought with me here today some sun protective clothing. These are swim shirts, although you can get sun protective clothing in any type of shirt. It can be gardening shirts, it can be golf shirts, you name it. But I brought swim shirts because that's what my family and I use the most when we go to the pool and when we go to the beach. And the advantages of this type of clothing over a t-shirt, it's really in the knit or the weave. The tighter the weave or knit, the fewer the ultraviolet rays get through to your skin. And a simple way to demonstrate this to yourself is just simply take a t-shirt and hold it up to a light bulb or to the sun and look at how much light is streaming through. That light is getting to your skin and causing the photo damage and eventually possibly skin cancer. These shirts block out 98% of ultraviolet rays, and so they're very effective and they're very comfortable to wear. If you wear a t-shirt into the pool, it gets very heavy and it's also losing some of its SPF. A t-shirt has SPF of about 4 to 7, whereas these have SPF of about 35 to 55. And when you get out of the pool with this, it dries almost instantaneously, and when you're wearing it swimming, it's almost like it's invisible.
Well, so another added, absolutely, another added benefit for us who will be spending time out in the sun. There are also detergents that I found, this was kind of interesting, that you can buy and put in your laundry that helps to protect your skin.
That's right, Beth. It's really interesting. You can wash your clothes in warm water in this detergent, your own clothes, and the chemicals from this detergent bind to the fibers of the fabric. And those chemicals absorb the ultraviolet light as it passes through your clothing, so it does protect you. The downside to it, however, is that it's still your t-shirt, and it's not constructed like these. It doesn't wear the same, it's still heavy, and doesn't have the high collars on the neck, so it doesn't give you as much protection, but it's an inexpensive way to use your own clothing as sun protection.
So good pointers with sunscreen, these shirts and detergents. In addition to that, Martha Jefferson Hospital is offering skin screening coming up. Can you give us details on that?
I can, yes. This coming May 12th at the Cardwell Center on the 2nd floor at Martha Jefferson Hospital, we're going to be performing free skin screenings, and it's going to be staffed by Martha Jefferson dermatologists like myself, and we're going to be looking at moles on your skin and telling you what your risks might be. And again, we're going to be seeing about 200 people, but you do have to call ahead of time to make an appointment. And we look forward to seeing you there.
Okay, perfect. Dr. Krasner, thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Great information.
I appreciate you having me.
And for additional information, you can go to our website at wcav.tv. And we'll be back right after this.